Good morning from the Meadow. So today we've got one of the Jennies. You can hear it rattling along in the background. That's doing a bit of a water pumping mission. But what I'm going to be doing is having a look at this generator here, which has got fuel problems, keeps cutting out. So we're going to give it a service. We're going to check all the filters out. We might even get as deep as pulling the injectors out and having a look at those. But that's a much quieter generator than Chuggy, which is the one that we've had for, well, we've had that 16 years now, I think, and it's still battling on, but it's bloody noisy, and I'd rather try and get this silenced one back online again. It's cleaner power as well. Chuggy's quite an old generator. So I'm going to set up some time lapse, and then if I find any important discoveries, I'll stop, have a quick chat about them, and then bimble on, and we'll see whether we can get this one running reliably again. Alright dudes, enjoy, ta-da! Okay, so just for fun, I thought I'd just do the whole fuel system. So I started with the bit that I was most curious about, which was the injector at the top, because what I wanted to see was whether our problem was purely fuel related or whether we could have piston ring problems. And a giveaway is how much coke is on the end of the injector. So I've taken that off and cleaned it, and it weren't that dirty, so I'm pretty confident that the rings aren't in trouble. So we're just going to carry on clearing up through the fuel system. So basically that is almost like a hypodermic that injects diesel in a spray pattern, that comes out in a spray pattern into the cylinder, which is then squashes it and away the engine goes. So yeah, happy with that. Going to put that back in and then have a quick look at the main pump and see what condition that's in, and then work my way back through everything, through the filters, make sure all my hoses are clean. Normally you'd do it the other way around. Normally you'd start with the least expensive bit first, but I'm doing it backwards because I'm kind of a bit weird. I kind of quite like playing with engines. So yeah, we'll see how we get on and see whether we got a reliable Jenny at the end of the day. Wicked. I'll carry on with the time lapse. Okay, so I found something. Inside the fuel, because we're using quite a lot of biofuel mixes now, you can get a yeast infection of the fuel, basically, a bio bug. So I don't know whether you can see that. That snot there is a biological, there you go, can you see it? This snotty stuff is a biological, well, it's a life form that lives in diesel. And you'll get this when you end up getting a bit of water in your fuel, which is kind of unavoidable up here, really, to be honest, especially in winter. You know, you might, for example, be topping up the generator with a jerry can that's wet because it's been raining for days, etc, etc. So water gets in there by hook or by crook, it does. And what it does is make this nice little snotty yeast infection. So I'm going to have a little look through the fuel tank. This is the only bit I've spotted so far, so it's in early stages. I might be lucky, but you know, that's the whole point of going through the whole fuel system at the moment. We'll have a look, because obviously this snot, if it goes down your fuel pipe, it is, you know, this is a lump. Look, so if that goes down, I don't know whether you can see that. Yeah, there you go, it's a lump. So if that goes down your fuel pipe to maybe where your fuel tap is, it's just going to block it. You'll still get a bit of diesel that goes past it, but the generator will be spluttering and chuntering, and that's what this one's been doing. So yeah, further investigation warranted. We're going to have a quick look, put some fresh diesel in it when we restart it, and we're gonna basically, you can go down to motor factors and you can get an additive that you can add to your fuel that will kill the diesel bug. But I'm glad I spotted it now rather than at the end of the season, and let's see whether, you know, we can cure this problem. There we go, look in the bottom of that. That is diesel bug. It's amazing, isn't it, that animal life will live in the bottom of a fuel tank. But anyway, you know, that's 100% confirmed that it's all got to be cleaned out and fresh diesel put in with diesel additive to kill the bug off. But you know, it's winter time, you kind of expect it, especially with the bio content of diesel these days. Awesome. Okay, so we've been through it all. What did we find? We found a little bit of coke on the injector, which we cleaned off, so that should be good now. Biggest problem was the yeasty infection in the fuel tank. So when I came to take the fuel filter housing off, I basically sucked the fuel through and then I blew it back through to see if there was any blockage. And actually inside the casing, where the fuel comes into the fuel filter housing, when I blew through it, there was significant resistance which suddenly gave way, which made me think there's a great big bit of bacteriological snot in there, and hopefully I've blown it out. So I've just put a battery on it, it's turning over, it's probably going to take a little moment to bleed itself up, so we'll start it up on normal time and then we'll let her run for a bit, because previously she was chuntering. Within about a minute of running she was really struggling and really smoking. So if we've cured that, we'll see. If it works for a minute or two like this, then I'm going to put it back in the Jenny shed and put a load on it and see whether that works, and then hopefully we're in business with a slightly quieter generator. Okay, here we go. I'm going to swap cameras around. Sounding good, to be honest. Seems to have pulled the lumpiness through. Doesn't seem to be too lumpy. Just doing last final checks. Certainly beforehand it would have been struggling by now. Okay, so this little Jenny is so much more civilised than Chuggy over there. Seems to be working okay. We're going to go put it back in the Jenny shed and then we'll test it under load. But I'm running out of light now, so whether I manage to make a film out of that, I don't know, but I will let you know. What we learned, it needs new filters. It needs some bacteriological treatment for the tank. The tank's now clean actually. I put a torch in there, had a really good look around. There were 1 or 2 bits of snot. There was definitely snot in the fuel filter, and there was definitely snot blocking the fuel filter housing. So all of that's working. So yeah, it's a mission down the shops and get on the old tappity, clickety clickety, and order up some new filters for it. Which I'll do. What I'll do is I'll probably run her next service, her next oil change is in about 200 hours. So I'll put the fuel treatment in ASAP, and then I'll do a filter change when the 200-hour limit has come up, as long as the Jenny's still running okay. Okay, well, thanks for your time. Not hugely technical, but you know, it was a little potter about, so I thought I'd make a film. Cheers now, bye. Oh, last thing, I keep forgetting this. If you like the channel, please subscribe. If you got a comment, drop it in the comments box. Keep it nice and fluffy though. And obviously turn on your notifications for the next vids that's coming your way. Awesome, thanks guys, bye. Okay, so generator update. She's now been running on a load, powering Nina's studio up, and she's using various tools. She's been on a load for a good 15 minutes now. No signs of any of the previous symptoms at all. She's not chuntering, she's ticking away quite nicely. She's considerably quieter than the other one. And being that the Jenny shed, when it's being used, is quite near the back of my truck, I'm not a massive fan of generator noise, despite the fact that I work for a power events company. Big shout out to ElectroSafe, doing all your events power for the Southwest. Good as gold, known them for years, picked up a few tricks on the way while I've been working with them. So yeah, clean bill of health on the generator, I hope. I will keep you posted. This is the kind of sort of stuff we have to do as part of being off-grid, is redundancy. So if your solar's not getting it, you've got to have redundancy with a generator backup. On this particular occasion, like I said, it's all about pumping water, which we do run off the generator. Okay, nice one. I'll speak soon. Cheers now.